Hey, hello and good morning. Micah Medina here, and I want to talk to you about a little service that's been making the round on the internet, Design Pickle. Everybody's talking about them because they have a deal that could be considered one of the best deals on the internet right now. It is $370 a month as of January, and it is an in-house graphic designer, unlimited service for the entire month whenever you need something, unlimited requests, unlimited revisions, dedicated designer, dedicated customer service, and you get the whole package for $370. Obviously, a lot of people are asking questions like, hey, how good is this stuff? Is it worth the money? Does it really turn around as quickly as they claim it will? And just, is this something that I can do in my own business? I've been using Design Pickle for 3 months or so, and I feel like I can kind of help you out with that. I'm Micah Medina. My website's micahmedina.com. I'm a copywriter, and you might be thinking, hey, that's kind of weird that a copywriter would be using a graphic design service, but not so much. I have 2 or 3 brands of my own that I am invested in, whether they are with clients or just stuff I'm doing under my own steam. So I do have a lot of opportunities to do graphics, and it's pretty grueling work if you're doing it by yourself. You are taking a e-cover and you're turning it into a box shot. You're turning the box shot into covers. You're turning it into banners. You're turning it into JV images. You're making prize images. You're making blog banners. You're doing headers. You're doing all kinds of stuff. And this can really add up. It can cost you a whole bunch of your time. Time is money. So the question is, can Design Pickle help you with that time? Because it's super valuable. Well, here's what I'll tell you. I'm going to show you some of the work they've done for me. I'm going to let you know a little bit more about what that process is like, some of the problems I've had along the way, some of the successes, and you can make your own decision. Okay? Like I said, I have been a customer of Design Pickle for a while, so I kind of know what the ups and downs are, enough that I can pass them on to you. This is the main control center. All of your gigs, once you ask for them, will be here on this main page. You can obviously get everything that you've ever ordered or worked on from Design Pickle through this page. If you're ready to make a request, you're ready to get something new, you just click here. They are going to ask you to put in the name of the request, put in the file size, give some links to designs that you like, talk about the feel of what you're looking for, the stuff that you're not looking for, any kind of assets that they might need. If you've got photos that you want as the background or something like that, that's a really easy way to send it off. If you've got logos or typefaces or content, just know that you're going to need it and put it here. You're also going to make sure that you put copy here. These guys are not copywriters, obviously. They do graphics. So if you've got subtitles for the work, you've got to put that information here. You'll see that you've got JPEG, PNG, PDF. I don't know why you need PDF, but some people do. You've got Adobe. So it's not like Fiverr where you're going to have to pay like $35 extra to get it in PSD format. You just check the box and you ask for it and they send it to you. And that's pretty useful. Okay? So that's kind of what that process is like. Obviously, the main event here is, what do the actual images look like? When you're hiring a graphic person, that's like 90% of what you care about. So I'm going to show you a few pieces that they've done for me. You can kind of see this one. Pretty nice. This is an alternate version of the same cover. This isn't perfect in terms of what I liked. I like the typefaces, obviously. I asked for that. It needs a little bit of texture, a little bit of je ne sais quoi. But, it's stuff that you can kind of fix in 10 minutes in Photoshop, or you can go back and ask for a revision. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that revision process in a minute. This is another image that they made me. This is another thing that might need a little minor revision. Like maybe this could be a different typeface. Maybe we could put a little room for a subtitle right here. Add a little room for an author. But you get the idea, right? It looks pretty nice. I really love the use of the little cartoon image. It's a guy saving some money. Perfect. This is actually another design that they did. This is a little bit more complex because I gave them, some assets to work with in terms of the little crest here. And I gave them this idea of like the box that's kind of laid into the cover. And they did this really admirably. Looks great. With a little more copy, it can kind of look a bit more complex. Because remember, sometimes words are a design element. This was a really big bulk product. I needed 30 covers that were this with just different typography on it. And if you can imagine me doing that over the course of a day, doing just image, it would have taken me so much time. In fact, there's no way I could have done it in a day. But these guys really dug in and just worked it until it got done. And it really took them like a day and a half to do 40 images. It's pretty amazing. It's good to have a team of people working on it. This is a social media image. You'll see the image here and a logo. And all of this stuff is for, Twitter or Facebook or something like that. Here's a big group shot of a bunch of different covers. I really love this one. And you can kind of see the little extra touch of effort to kind of crop this in an intelligent way into the CD covers. It really adds a lot. Looks great. Love this one. Again, got kind of a simplistic 60s pop art style, which is what we asked for. Got kind of a pop cartoon and kind of a comic style typeface. Great. Love it. Here's another book cover. Really beautiful. Love it. So you kind of get an idea of what these images look like. So how do these guys meet the expectations and the promises they've set? Well, they're pretty good with time. I almost always get back in order within the day. I try to set up a queue so that I'm not just going back to those guys and making a new order every day, but I'll usually get 20 or 30 things every month, which is what you saw in my queue. Sometimes it will be the next morning if it was a long order. Sometimes I wish they had sometimes taken longer, but more on that later. It's probably not going to be perfect the first time. It might take anywhere from 1 to 3 days. If you have like a revision or something like that and you've got to send it back and, they need to add 1 or 2 small touches to make it just the way you want it. And that's just part of it. So who is this for? Well, if you're like me, you have multiple brands, you have a lot of graphics needs. You know what you want. You are a little bit flexible and open-minded. You don't really have the time to use Photoshop yourself. You are not trying to get a passive graphic stream, set and forget. You just want a bunch of the technical hard work that comes with turning a design into a Photoshop done really quickly. Everybody there at Design Pickle is not a quote-unquote designer. And, design is part of your process. You should kind of have an understanding of how colors work, how typefaces work, what group you're targeting your work at, softer colors for certain groups or certain ages, that kind of thing. I got the best results with these guys when I either did the grind work of the design and then kind of had them do the technical details that kind of expanded on that initial design, or I had really clear instructions and multiple examples of what I wanted. When it was, hey guys, I really love your stuff, just be creative and have fun, I would get something wasn't exactly what I wanted. So again, it's not set and forget. You have to be willing to treat yourself like you are a partner in bringing these ideas to life. Okay, one last piece of advice. We talked about how important it was for you to kind of have an idea of what you want your cover to look like, but you might not know exactly what you want. So I would suggest just use Google. Type in Kindle cover templates and look around. You'll see some that are very simple that you can use as a kind of an example. You can see some that are a little bit more complex, right? And these are all kinds of layouts that we can kind of use as an inspiration, and just in terms of the way that the text is laid out on the image, that can get a designer to put the pieces together. And of course, they're going to have access to the graphical assets like, a keyboard background or something abstract like this, to kind of put everything together. And if you don't know what a typeface is, they definitely have the skill set to identify it and put it all together, which is what you want. I'm Micah Medina. This has been my Design Pickle review. If you want to hear more from me, just go to micahmedina.com. All right, thanks for watching.